Alright, so there's been something going around the league, around the NBA, to where both Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond are both sitting out until they're traded, right? And Draymond Green spoke about it, and he said, he pretty much was like, the NBA has to do something with teams chastising them for wanting to get traded, but then, and when they publicly say something, they get fined, but then teams could come out and say that they're going to publicly trade them, and they're going to sit them out until they trade them. Right? So, I get what Draymond Green is saying, right? At the same time, like, the NBA is a business, right? And yeah, like, NBA players make a lot of money, but where's that money coming from, right? The money coming from the GMs, and like, if there's players making 6, 7, 8 figures, then I'm pretty sure that the GMs are making 10 digits and 11-digit figure numbers. So I already know that's happening, right? And so, my thing is this, right? Like, I don't think no player should be chastised for just wanting to go to another situation, right? Because none of us knows what goes on behind closed doors, right? Like, I've seen jerseys get burnt from star players wanting to go to another team, right? And yeah, they spoke about how LeBron James, went to Miami and how they were burning his jersey. And then Kevin Durant went to Golden State and got his jersey burned. You know what I'm saying? And, my thing is this, right? LeBron James set the standard for players creating just creating leverage for themselves. Like, LeBron James put it out there like, this should be a players' league, and star players have been acting accordingly, right? But let's look at Blake Griffin's and Andre Drummond's situation real quick, right? Blake Griffin has not been the same player since he left Los Angeles. Blake Griffin, I don't know, like, Blake Griffin he did a complete 180. And his career has been, just completely down the drain. Like, I know, like, he's not the high flyer that he once was, but he only averaging 12 points this year, and I'm like that, like, we don't even know if he's good enough to be a starting player anymore. And then with Andre Drummond's situation, Jared Allen went into Cleveland and balled out. And yeah, I think he took over the starting role as a center. And I think, Jared Allen is younger. He's a better shot blocker. He's taller. I don't think offense really matters, but when it comes to the offense, yeah, like, I've seen that in Jared Allen's first game starting. He came out guns blazing in his first game started. So that's where their situations lie. And with James Harden's situation, he was the franchise player. Like, they was waiting on him, wanting to come back. And yeah, he went in training camp out of shape, looked like he was eating 30, 40 donuts, but came back, but went in there first game and dropped 30 or 40 on him. You know what I'm saying? So James is capable of dropping points at a drop of a dime. And what made that situation so dangerous was the fact that what James Harden said in the press conference after they lost to the Lakers. And then, of course, DeMarcus Cousins responded and John Wall responded. And that's what made Houston press the button so fast on the trade. So, but honestly, yeah, When players are finished with their contract, they should be free to do whatever it is that they want to, right? And then if they're asking for a trade after you talk to them, if you get a good enough reason as to why they want to be traded, then there should be no problem in that. Like, I think a lot of times players only come out to say that they want to trade if you're not, especially star players, they're only coming out and saying something if you haven't done anything to better the roster. Just like in Anthony Davis's case, right? He got fined money for, I guess, speaking out about free agency or being traded or whatever. Like, I don't know, but I know that Anthony Davis got traded. But I mean, I don't really know the situation in terms of what everybody else is going through whenever it's time for them to get traded. But I know one thing, like, I know there are a lot of players in this league who honors their contract, and they are treated unfairly. And yeah, NBA, yeah, they may make a lot of money, but they're people too. Like, they go through, like, they get frustrated like anybody else. They go through mental health just like anybody else. They got Kevin Love. They got Kyrie Irving. They got DeMar DeRozan. So, like, players go through the struggle of facing fans, away games. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what's being said to them when they're on the court, when they're coming on the court before games. You don't know what's being told to them. You know what I'm saying? So I think players have to deal with more stress than GMs do sometimes. Only because they're actually dealing with fans who are cheering against them, maybe cussing them out, maybe getting food thrown at them or whatever. Like players go through a lot, and I see that. You know what I'm saying? And I know that because shit, I went through that just as a football college player. You know what I'm saying? Like at a small D2 school. So imagine people paying money to go see you play just to boo you. Just to, if it's LeBron James and Anthony Davis or Kevin Durant, how much shit the opposing team want to just cuss you out just because of who you are. Like, they're not doing that to no bench player. They're going to do it to the star player to try and take them off their game. So, yes, of course, I think players should get treated more, a lot better than what they've been getting treated. But at the end of the day, it's a business. Like, I don't have, like, nobody has to say so what goes on. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's a business. But I do agree in that players should be treated equally and fairly. Like, that's just the bottom line.